Grabby mobs. Grabby mobs makes changes to the game mechanics, specifically of mobs in-game. In vanilla Minecraft, there is only a small chance a mob can grab items. The mod makes it so that all mobs which can grab items can always do so. This way you can be sure that the zombie you've caught can be decorated with a fancy helmet. This mod supports most hostile creatures, but which is main hand only, and Evoker can't pick up armor. Superman. This mod adds Superman-like abilities to Minecraft. You can press R to use laser eyes, which will set everything you see on fire. Note that it detonates creepers instantly, and has no effect on mobs that are immune to fire, such as Wither Skeleton. If you look at the ground, your laser eyes will burn all blocks. You can fly by pressing space, which allows you to fly like in creative mode. The difference from creative mode is that you will use Superman's classic move while flying. And you can activate fast mode for super acceleration. The last ability is X-ray beam, which allows you to see through and see things underground. Tiny item animations. This mod adds little animations when you pick up or insert items with your mouse. This is a client-side mod, so you do not need to install this on servers to use it, and the mod supports both Forge and Fabric. Sledgehammers. Sledgehammers add 7 new sledgehammer items. Sledgehammers are multi-tool items that are efficient against any and every block. When charged and released, sledgehammers can excavate, vein mine, and fell trees. The last tier is called Starlight and is a hard-to-craft but unbreakable sledgehammer. The Predators. This mod adds a lot of bosses. The bosses are very powerful, and if you catch them, you can get great rewards. Prisnautilus is an ocean boss, however, it can fly. The Prisnautilus is good at using the heart of the sea to create sound waves to attack players from a distance. Additionally, it will sometimes shoot prismarine shards, knocking players back. If you get close to it, it will focus the sound waves below itself, making more intensive attacks. These sound waves cannot lock onto the player, so you can avoid them easily. If Prisnautilus attacks are consistently avoided by the player, it will sometimes resort to teleportation to escape from the player. During teleportation, it also fires numerous arrows made of prismarine shards. The weaker Prisnautilus becomes, the higher its teleportation frequency, so if you challenge it in the ocean, the difficulty will increase significantly. When defeated, all bosses drop a special box. Open it, you can get a lot of experience, valuable items, and if you are lucky, you may even get the special weapons of the bosses. The Prisnautilus box has a chance to drop Wave of Abyss, which can shoot Prisnautilus sound waves. Stray Huntsman is the boss of the cold biome. He is the leader of the wolf pack. Every once in a while, Stray Huntsman will summon a new wolf, and his attacks can deal a strong knockback to players. It's important to note that there is no limit to the number of wolf packs summoned by the Stray Huntsman. If you fail to kill him in time, you may end up being torn apart by dozens or even hundreds of ferocious wolves. When there are too many wolf packs, they will surround the Stray Huntsman, making it impossible for you to approach him. Therefore, it's best to use ranged weapons to kill him. By defeating the Stray Huntsman, you have the possibility of obtaining his spear. The Huntsman's spear can slows and knocks back targets. Amethyst Colossus is an underground boss with the strongest armor of all bosses. However, its attack speed is slow and you can easily dodge its basic attacks. If unfortunately hit, you are slowed and weakened for a few seconds. Additionally, Amethyst Colossus will sometimes raise its hands and slam the ground, summoning a mass of amethyst spikes around itself. These spikes deal heavy damage to the player each time they come into contact. Amethyst Colossus' final ability is Death Spin, which gains a speed bonus while spinning, allowing it to easily catch up to players. Don't try to block with a shield, your shield will be easily smashed by it in a few seconds. Since you are slowed when hit by the Death Spin, it's best to have a totem ready to escape this death. The special weapon of the Amethyst Colossus doesn't have any special abilities. It is purely an embodiment of violence, with an attack power of up to 32. The Scarab of Thiegefuer is a desert insect that glows at night. If you meet it, Scarab of Fijfewer will slowly approach you, luring you to attack it. After being attacked, the Scarab of Fijfewer will start revealing its true ability, Mastery over the Flames of Souls. These flames from hell possess the ability to penetrate armor and ignore fire resistance. The lower the health of the Scarab of Fijfewer, the more frequently it will unleash the flames. Initially, the Scarab of Fijfewer may give you a chance to catch your breath, but if its approach is death, it will continuously spew forth flames without end, bringing all players to hell. These flames have the ability to track their targets, making it impossible for you to evade them. However, the Scarab of Fijfewer has the most fragile armor among the bosses, so proceed bravely and kill it. By defeating the Scarab of Fijfewer, you have a chance to acquire the Sultan of Fijfewer, a sword that leaves a soulfire on the target it hits. Melon Goliath is the last boss, from the jungle biome. The Melon Goliath looks like a giant melon, and it can't move. When the Melon Goliath's health is relatively healthy, if you attack it, it will use its vine tendrils to knock you away. This may give you the false impression that it's easy to bully, but if you continue to attack it, it will get angry and become extremely aggressive. When Melon Goliath's health is only half, it will summon giant vines from the ground to attack the player. At this point, the Melon Goliath will become difficult to approach as it will spew out melon seeds to repel players around it. In addition, the Melon Goliath also spits out projectiles that transform into melon walkers upon impact with the ground. The melon walkers will do their best to prevent players from getting close to the Melon Goliath, relentlessly chasing after players. Unlike other bosses, in addition to dropping special weapons, the Melon Goliath also drops special armor. Melon Goliath's special weapon is the Melon Harvester, a machine gun that uses melon seeds as bullets. Reldas Medieval Armor. This mod brings forth an exquisite assortment of medieval armor and clothing, drawing inspiration from renowned works such as Lord of the Rings, Robin Hood, Monty Python, and more. All armor sets have undergone testing with the Epic Fight mod, ensuring optimal compatibility and eliminating any unsightly glitches or inconsistencies. Now you can fully enjoy the immersive battles without compromising on the authenticity of your armor. Each armor set within this mod is meticulously crafted, boasting custom models that possess a remarkable 32x pixel resolution. Apocalypse Rebooted. Apocalypse's core concept is to make the game harder over time by using a custom difficulty system. The higher your difficulty gets, the better stats and equipment monsters can spawn with. In addition, every full moon night a full moon siege starts, and unique monsters that specialize in breaching your defenses are summoned to hunt you down and kill you. By the way, it can also start raining acid if you are unlucky, so make sure to wear something on your head. BFN Cities. This mod tweaks the actual structure generation code to give N cities a higher chance to branch out and grow bigger. This means it should be fully compatible with all N city structure data packs. This mod removes the completely useless empty tiny houses. There is now a 25% chance for a house to contain no loot room, 25% chance for one loot room, and 50% chance for two loot rooms. By default, Minecraft generates the fat towers filled with shulkers up to 2 sections tall. This mod increases that to 8. This drastically increases the branching chances. Bridge generation is fixed to generate longer bridges on lower levels, mimicking a tree structure. This makes the city more spread out and also fixes bugs with cities overriding themselves. Emogg. Emogg adds emoji support to the chat and to most of the Minecraft interface. You can use the emoji selection menu to choose one. Note that when playing on the server with this mod, other players on the server who do not have this mod will see emoji's name instead of emoji. Additionally, you can disable built-in emojis. And you can also add new emoji by resource packs. It supports for both static and animated emojis. Directional Damage Indicator. This mod is inspired by the damage indicators in many popular first-person shooter games. No more guessing or searching for enemies. With the damage indicator, you'll instantly know the source of incoming damage. The mod is configurable. You can enable or disable indicator tracking and change the amount of time before the indicator disappears. Thermite. Thermite is a mod that adds a body temperature system to the game. Basically how it works is that in vanilla Minecraft, biomes have their own built-in temperature. This mod takes that temperature and determines how cold or hot you should feel. So it should work with any modded biome as long as its biome temperature is set appropriately. If you get too cold or hot you will start to take damage, but there are ways to maintain a good temperature. Heat-making blocks will slowly increase your temperature if you are less than 3 blocks away. Blocks that make heat are torches 3, fire 3, lava 8, and campfires 16. You can also increase your temperature by wearing leather armor. You will become colder if it rains, snows, it's nighttime, or if you get in water, and fire resistance will stop you from taking any damage from high temperature. Blood and Gore. Blood and Gore adds simple blood mechanics for Minecraft. When mobs take damage, they now have blood particle visuals. The blood particles are related to the mob types, such as Husk will drop sand particles, and Skeletons will drop bone particles. Smelting Plus. Smelting Plus is a simple mod that allows for better recycling when you smelt your found or crafted items. Instead of only receiving a gold or iron nugget, you will now receive an ingot. You can install this add-on on your world easily and recover 1 ingot from each tool or armor. Also, it supports smelting more items and works with Furnace and Blast Furnace. Endertech Infinity. Endertech Infinity is a huge mod, adds a lot of new blocks, items, mobs, biomes, dimensions, music, and much more. All dimensions can be accessed via teleporters, crafted or obtained via tasks or portals. Revamped and accessible via the End Portal or the End Teleporter. You will find various purple crystals, dark forests, and lush green alien flora all across the once barren wasteland. Nyeldaria is split between 2 dimensions, western and eastern. This planet features a lush pine forest on one side and a wasteland on the other. The Sand World is a huge wasteland of endless sand, crawling with spiders at night and undead soldiers, but also rich in ores you will need to unlock most of the endgame gear. The Deep Water is a deep vast ocean dimension, with villages and icebergs sitting above the blue abyss. The ocean floor is covered in glowing mushrooms, but be careful of the husks that reside in the darker areas. The Considerum is featured with multiple biomes, from a blue jungle forest to the glowing mushroom-covered plains and the spider-infested areas. Finally, you can also visit the Great Underground City, do tasks, or spend all your money at the various shopkeepers located there. Or fight and discover the secrets of the Dreadnought scientists in their floating laboratories. Overworld Piglins. Overworld Piglins makes the overworld habitable for piglins and hoglins. Usually they'd immediately start shaking, and after a while, convert to their zombie variant. Now they're allowed to walk and breathe in the overworld. Unless the weakness effect is applied. This causes the shaking effect and will convert them as they normally would. Torchflower Arrows. Torchflower Arrows is a mod that allows you to attach torchflowers to arrows. You can fire torchflowers off into the darkness to scout out areas or see how deep a hole is. Torchflowers can stick to just about anything, they can stick to walls and even underwater. Igneous Machines. Igneous Machines adds a few simple vanilla-like machines that enable automating your world. With the Igneous Crafter you can automate crafting. Lay out the recipe you want to automate, supply fuel and the required resources for your selected recipe, and you're good to go. Similar to a furnace, the Igneous Crafter allows you to insert and extract items via hoppers from different sides of the block, and the results can be extracted from the bottom. The depositor works like a dropper or dispenser, but it is instead able to place blocks in front of it. Trajan's Tanks. Trajan's Tanks is a mod that seeks to add WW2 tanks to Minecraft. You cannot shoot unless you have tank shells. The mod adds many different shells. Fueling is by right-clicking with coal blocks, or lava, and shells go in the offhand. Standard shell has medium explosion radius and low damage. Armor-piercing shell has small explosion radius and medium damage. High explosive shell has high explosion radius with fire and low damage. High explosive anti-tank shell has very small explosion radius with fire and high damage. Eggstractor Enchantment. This mod adds an enchantment for weapons called Eggstracting that allows you to obtain spawn eggs in survival mode. By default, level 1 has 0.5% chance of dropping, level 2 has 1% chance, and level 3 has 1.5% chance of dropping. Tac Craft. Tac Craft is a small mod that allows you to craft tactical 3D armor. There are 5 sets of armor for now, and they look nice. Tac's Castle Pillager. Castle Pillager is a mod aims to add castles with pillagers. The castles have a chance to generate in any biome, and are guarded by a large number of pillagers, ravagers, and witches. If you can capture it, you can get a lot of loot. Additionally, huge room floors were added to the underground of the castle. All the links are in the description. Have fun.